Hello, it's Dr. Greg Gary on the 26th of November 2019. This is a very, very short and I would say urgent video to you. I've called this the final countdown. It's because this entity that I've been involved in, the pre-sale, the big offer, ends on December the 15th. I've used this rocket here as a metaphor. You know that the majority of energy is utilized this is the Falcon Heavy, is utilized upon takeoff. Same with an aircraft. The majority of the energy is used on takeoff. And since 2011, this entity has been taking off, and now we are in the final liftoff stage, and you do not want to miss that. Well, I want to give you an economic update as of this date. Actually, it's the 26th, not the 19th. I also want to remind you that God has not given you the spirit of fear, but of power and love and sound mind. I say that because I'm going to reveal some things to you that could be potentially scary. They should be scary, but I don't want you to be scared because there is something you can do about it. Now listen, when somebody's house, and thank you Robin Elliott for this, when someone's house is on fire, you don't say to them, well, I was going to tell you, but I didn't want to make you feel uncomfortable. No, you don't do that. You call 911, you rush to their home, you do everything you can, you get in the fire truck if you have to, you do everything you can to help them put out that fire. But well, we've got an economic fire here, and you want to strongly think about this for yourself and for your friends and family and business associates. So here's the recent copy of the U.S. debt clock. It's not just USA like everybody talks about. It's all nations of the world are in debt. This is not good for any of us. By the way, I'll move this really quickly, but you can stop the show and look at these slides carefully. History is the best teacher. Winston Churchill was noted for ending the World War II because he knew people. He knew history. He studied it. So you want to discover, you want to understand what's happened in the past in the currency and banking system. Here's a slide. Now this is 7 years old, but this big bank, BCCI, closed and caused hardship and tragedy and suicides for many people. You may remember the big bailouts in Cyprus. Sorry, my mistake, not bailouts, bail-in. Bail-in is the opposite of bailout, and that's where the bank has a legal right to hold back your money, even your safety deposit boxes. You might want to look up the legislation in your nation. Yes, it's true. The G20 nations have adopted bail-in laws where they can legally hold back or keep your debt. You are classified as an unsecured lender to the bank. You better find out about that. I've taken to leaving minimal cash in my bank now, just enough to operate. Okay? Here's a world economy at risk of another financial crash. Well, that was in 2018, just last year. RBI imposes restrictions on PMC Bank in India. Well, wait now. How can they impose, by the way, this was September 26, 2019. How can they impose restrictions? Isn't that their money in the bank? Here's ITM Trading. Incredible lady, bigger risk than the Great Recession. She is a master at numbers. Now, look, you might not be an economist, but go and look at her programs, and you'll see that she proves everything out. Okay, here is another bank. Major German co-op bank passes negative interest rate to customers. Just a second now. Before, we used to get interest on the money we put in the bank because the bank took your money and used it, and they made more money than you did. So they paid you some interest rates. Now you have to pay them. You put $100 in the bank, and the following year they're going to give you 90 back. Are you kidding me? Well, here's Hong Kong. ATMs running out of cash. Now, in the time of this recording, there was riots going on in Hong Kong, so that's kind of understandable, but wait now, they're just ATMs. It's all inside. It should be controllable, shouldn't it? And here at the same time, the Fed pumps $160 billion per day into U.S. banks. I cannot believe this. Do you know what this is? This is called the repo market, and it's about the liquidity that the banks need to have. They literally trade to each other at nights to keep things moving. Well, They don't trust each other anymore, and the Fed they don't call it quantitative easing, but it's injecting more capital into the banking system. It's another form of a bailout, folks. You might want to find out about the repo trading system that goes on at nights. Lebanese protesters gather at central bank as financial lockout continues. Well, when was that? Wait now, that was October of this year. Metro Bank. Why are customers worried? This was an accounting issue, actually. And yet we trust banks implicitly, don't we? Indian households have stocked up on 25,000 tons of gold. Very smart. They don't do it with gold currency, though. They do it with jewelry. You all may know what's going on in Venezuela. If you don't, I sure hope you do. Those citizens relied on that government for a currency that helped that economy work, and it's crashed. And now 1 ounce of gold, you can buy a house. 1 ounce of silver, 3 months of food. Are you getting the message that I'm leading to? Central banks' gold buying spree is far from over. Do you know that the central banks, even though they're the very people, the very groups that print money out of thin air, are also the ones that have gathered the most gold? In fact, in the last year, they've gathered more gold than they have in total since Nixon cut off the gold standard in 1971. What is going on? Why India wiped out 86% of its cash overnight. Wait now, how can that happen? That's the people's money. What's going on, folks? Here from, I can't pronounce it, De Nederlandsche Bank. Dutch Central Bank. The world will need gold if entire system collapses. Have you ever heard of a bank making such a statement? Wow. Well, look, let's talk about fiat currency. No fiat currency backed by nothing. Fiat means paper, not backed by anything. No fiat currency has ever survived. They have all gone to zero. The US dollar is overdue. The other currencies are overdue. Wake up, everybody. Okay? Thank you for this slide, Howard Olson. This shows a basket of goods, bread, homes, milk. Look at the last column. Okay? 257% increase. 1,000% increase. Yet we're told inflation is between 1% and 2%. Are you kidding me? But here's the question. Did your income go up an average of 675% in the past few decades? Absolutely 100% not. Not unless you've done exceedingly well in business. And if you did do exceedingly well in business, you should be in an even better place. So look, this graphic is from one of my other videos, a couple of my other videos. And what it does is it shows every aspect of the banking and financial systems and how they're in trouble. And they're all in trouble. It's because it's a paper currency system not backed by gold. Okay? Even in these red boxes, you'll see that phone security and computers are an issue in this new digital era. Well, listen, we want you to know something. Gold holds its buying power. All right? Gold holds its buying power. Here's a Ford pickup. Back in 1950, you could have bought it with 30 ounces of gold. And today, you can buy it with 30 ounces of gold, but you certainly can't buy it for $1,000 US. No, 42,000 US dollars. Now look, to you traders, to you stockbrokers, let's see how gold has performed against all currencies. My goodness, it's all green for euros, USD, Australian, Canadian, Japan. It's all in the green. It's hyper outperformed the currencies. Well, what about the stock market? Oh my goodness. It's outperformed the S&P. It's outperformed bonds. And yet you'll have people say, get your money in bonds where it's safe. It's not safe. By the way, I'm not a financial planner. These are my own opinions. But you go look up the stats. You go look up the information. Don't just believe the person that's earning money off you. My apologies to those who are involved here helping people get their portfolios in order, but you have a responsibility to fully educate your people. Sorry, I'm getting hot under the collar here. All right, so look, go do your own research. You know, I've just gathered some slides from various people and websites, as I normally do as the People's Economist. My job is to wake you up. And also, I'm involved in an entity where you get a chance to turn this current crisis and this pending crisis into something good. So listen, what if someone created a gold-centered system that dealt with every issue in the currency and banking system and could help make you wealthy as you simply did an asset transfer? Maybe stop the show and here and read that again. Let that sink in. What if, what if, what if? Would you want to know more about it? What if we could turn this into this? Yes, this entity has a gold exchange, a gold bank, a global payment system in gold, a digital gold wallet, gold mines. It's incredible. And what if it could bring you freedom, all based on a gold system, the way it's supposed to be? Money is supposed to be gold and silver, folks. It has been for 5,000 years. But something happened back in 1971 that you'll want to understand, okay? So look, do you want to keep sleepwalking into 2020 while you watch your assets and businesses dwindle? Really, do you? Or do you want a way out? Do you want to change crisis to wealth? Is this conspiracy theory? Is this some guy hyped up to get you into his thing? Well, look, do whatever you want, but understand what's going on in the banking and finance system, in the banking and currency system. Please get some gold, get some silver, or find out what I'm talking about. So there's that rocket, except after December 15th, you're not going to be able to catch that rocket because it will have lifted off with significant power. And those who are on that rocket, those who got involved with it, are going to the moon and then to the stars. This thing is incredible. So get back to the person who sent you, who sent you this video and ask them, what is this guy talking about? Okay? Thanks, everybody. Please have some urgency around this. This has been Dr. Greg Gary. God bless you. Check.